Back in 2017, Tom Ford released a marine fragrance that is super underrated. And I think it's one of the best marine fragrances of all time. It's salty, it's aquatic, it's woody, it's aromatic, it has seaweed, a little bit of mineral notes. It's really good. That fragrance is Oud Minerale. Now, besides this smelling absolutely amazing, I will say this is one of my wife's all-time favorite fragrances, especially on me. She absolutely loves this fragrance. There's one big problem with that, and that this fragrance is now discontinued, which means you can't get it anymore. If we fast forward to 2023, this is gone, and now you have the new Oud Minerale. Now I want to compare these and see which one is better. Let's start off with the private line one here. So I'll give you a little story. Back in 2017, when this was released, it was my birthday, and my wife went to Nordstrom, and she checked out the Tom Ford boutique that we have there, and she smelled all the fragrances, and this is the one she chose. This is the one that she fell in love with. So when I wear this, she can instantly tell that this is on. This is the one. Let's give it a few sprays and see what we have here. We'll do 3 of them right off. Oh, right off the rip, right up top, you get slapped with salty seawater. This is almost like if someone grabbed you by the head and dunked it in the water if you were on a speedboat going 200 miles an hour. You get saltiness, you get a very nice oud wood that's not too overpowering. You get a little bit of fir tree in here, not too much, but a little bit. It's really good. Now, if you're not used to this fragrance, it might come off as a little bit harsh to you, a little intense. But you know, the funny thing is, most guys I've met don't really care for this fragrance, but most women I met absolutely love this fragrance. And I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. I like it. I think it's really good. Now, the new one that came out, you can get the 50 ml for a little bit cheaper. I would say this is around $150. All right, here we go. You know what? I'm gonna spray it on the other arm. We'll do 2. You know what? Let's do 3. I did 3 of the original. We'll do 3 of this one. Oh, okay. Right off, I don't like it. It's definitely different. Now,
The notes in this crap fragrance. C notes, salt, seagrass, oud wood, balsam, fir, styrax, amber musk, and pink pepper.
When you compare the new one to the old one, there's definitely a difference. Okay, here's the thing. If you've never smelled the OG and you've only smelled the new one, you know, you can pick up Oud Minerale. You can tell it's the same vibe. Oh, but it's not as good. It is not as good at all. I don't care. The new one has like an oily, murky quality to it that I'm not a big fan of. It does smell a little bit smoother. It's a little bit more well-rounded. That being said, it's like just not as good. So with the new one right up top, I get hit with saltiness. The saltiness is there. I smell the fir tree note. The fir tree note's boosted up way more, but then it kind of tamed down a little bit. But the thing that comes out to me is the oud wood. This one has amped up a funky oud note that is just not too pleasant to me. If you're super into oud, you might like this one, but when you compare it to the OG, it definitely does not smell as good. I would say the projection and the longevity on the new one seems okay. I mean, it seems a little watered down for the fragrance, but I mean, the projection seems strong. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's kind of strange. On clothes, this one definitely lasted very long, but at the same time, the old one also lasted very long, but this one smelled good very long, where this one smells kind of shitty very long. Now, I'm being a little bit harsh. I'm not shitting on this fragrance. This is a good marine fragrance. It really is. It's definitely niche smelling, and it might not be for all of you. This is not an aquatic fragrance. This is a very intense oud wood, aromatic, sea, saltwater, kelp, drowning in the ocean at 7,000 feet style fragrance, so you might not dig it. But here's the issue. Here's what bothers me. The OG, the private line one, is so good. And this is all I have left. You see that? It's like, I don't know, 50% left. So I can't even get this anymore unless I pay insane inflated prices, hopefully on eBay or through a trade group. And being my wife's favorite fragrance, it kind of puts me in a weird position. Like, I mean, I have to put this in a refrigerator now and try to savor it for the rest of my life. So I was hoping that the new one would take the place of that. But here's what's crazy. I wore this and did a few sprays and didn't tell her. And she walked in and said, "What's that weird smell? It kind of smells like Oud Minerale, but I don't like it." Now, that's all it took for me. That was enough for me to not like this fragrance. The main reason I wore the original is because she loved it. Why would I wear the new one when she doesn't like it? I don't know, take that for what it is. Let's talk about the bottle. The bottle's super cool. I mean, look at that. It's like bronze. I don't really know what that has to do with the fragrance. The color doesn't really come across to me being a marine fragrance, but you know, I don't hate it, but the bottle's cool. I've also seen that 90% of you are not subscribed, but you're still watching, and I'm watching you watch. Do yourself a favor, subscribe. I'm gonna do one more spray and I'll just give you my immediate reaction. So here's the old one, right off, here we go. Very salty, very smooth and luxurious smelling. You get a little bit of fir, mild oud. It's really nice. It's a little metallic too. Now I'm gonna do one more of the new one, just right off. First impression. Here we go. You instantly get like a sour, salty pickle smell almost. It's very metallic, really funky oud. It's just not nearly as pleasant. In the dry down, they do kind of smell similar. I mean, because this is the same fragrance. I don't know if it's a new perfumer that didn't have the original formula or they tried to mimic the original formula. I don't know what happened. And ever since Tom Ford was bought out, who bought them? I think it was Herbal Essences that bought Tom Ford. Estee Lauder, I don't know. They've been raising prices, reformulating everything, watering it down a little bit, cutting corners. It's just not the same quality. Well, I can't say that. Quality's there, the smell is not there. And for that, I'm disappointed. The OG one, I give a 9 or 10 out of 10. The new one, honestly, is like a 5, 6 if you love it and you never smell this one. I also did a full review of the original one and I will post that up here if you want to check that out. And you know what?
That's all I have to say about that.
It's really a shame too, because I was really looking forward to this fragrance and it missed the mark for me all the way. I'm gonna have to keep this one, seared in my soul forever before it completely disappears into the mists of obscurity. I mean, this old one is so good. I don't know, I gotta do a few more sprays. We'll do an under over, downy uppy. My biggest fear is that all the old school private line Tom Ford fragrances, they're gonna re-release like this and just complete butcher them. And I'm really hoping that's not the case. I mean, let's pray that's not the case. Come on, where's Tom? Tom, Mr. Ford. What's going on, man? I don't even think he cares. I'll tell you what, even if I sold my company and it had my name on it, you think you would make sure like it's shit? I don't know.